Alright, see, I'm back. Yeah, that's why I stopped it, because people were fucking around. Hold on. I don't know. Probably did the wrong thing by giving them attention for it, but you know, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. People were being dicks, so no, I decided they don't get to play anymore. But anyway.
I refuse to give up yet.
Let's get this going again. Alright, let's see if I can't figure this out.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found
Hifumi in the nurse,
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead, and that is
Are you really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, I think I know what I need. I think I know what it is.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead,
And you know that how?
surely you heard the body discovery announcement along Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Damn it! Oh yeah, I've been back. How about it? I thought it told you. I thought you guys could see me. It says you're watching.
Shoot!
What am I missing?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
There's a chance
he was actually...
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was
Okay.
dead, without a doubt. And you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the
Are we really so? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Fuck, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
that when we first found him, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
That doesn't help me.
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that
How?
surely you heard the body discovered. Hifumi's dead body had been, and that is why.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's.
Fuck! I don't want to know what I'm doing, actually. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I'm just not sure what the right answer is.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is. Hifumi was dead, and you know that how?
Alright, I'll let you go ahead and tell me.
The body discovery announcement of Hifumi's dead body, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really
So sure. Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's
Wait, which
discovery.
one? Type it out. But just do you remember which one it was? Just say which one it was. Like that'll make it easier for me. Like okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Fuck.
And that is why the announcement was made.
Okay.
Really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovered. Hifumi's dead body.
Oh, it's not that one.
Shoot! Are you saying that when we
I think I
first
need to do a
found Hifumi
flashback
in the
one.
nurse's office,
Oop.
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible.
Hifumi was dead. And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been, and that is why the announcement.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
I don't
without a
know.
doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was.
Are we really so? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
But what's that smell? I think I know what it is.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No.
It is Hifumi was dead. And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was
Aw,
made.
frig.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's
No. Fuck.
Shoot!
I don't know. What is the
Are you saying
contradiction?
that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
I think dead.
And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found him, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, I think I got it this time.
Are you saying that when we first found him, there's a chance he was actually...
No. It is impossible.
Hifumi was dead. And you know that.
Surely you heard the body discovery. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
And that is why. Are we really so? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
saying that when we first found
Hifumi in the nurse, there's a
chance he was actually
No. It is Hifumi was dead. And you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announced. Hifumi's dead body.
There we go. That was... I hate myself so much right now.
The announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after
I
we
think so.
discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we
That
made a
took me way
mistake
too long.
somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
I mean, obviously.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time.
Which means...
even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
A second. Was when we found each body in the nurse's office and equipment room. The second time was when... Oh, I'm wrong. I'm stupid.
Shoot!
Fuck, I killed myself. You're not wrong. Fuck, I killed myself.
I refuse to give up yet.
Man, I'm really fucking up this trial. Like, I think I just have it on regular difficulty too.
Was the body discovery announcement?
Of course it was.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a bit, but what I can say...
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
It does.
If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
I know what this is.
I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Next week. For now, I'm gonna finish this up, and then I'm gonna call it for tonight.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved,
Oh no, not a beagle. That's like
other than
Snoopy.
the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses.
Not a beautiful Labrador Retriever.
That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glass.
Alright, got my stride.
Featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles. Some demon angel pretty heavy princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need.
Frogger's a good game? Yeah.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Someone who is using the glasses.
Point.
Back in your day, how old are you?
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
I would say that. He was a pretty big dude.
If he was just pretending to be dead. What was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies.
That's true.
Also used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
And you're not wrong.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Which means he was in on it.
Explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
Right.
So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing.
So
Taka's
Hifumi
body
was
there.
involved.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
And then was killed himself.
If If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Of course.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
I got it!
Oh,
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away,
I was,
aren't you?
I thought that was wrong. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Note? That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
The note that's still missing.
Not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Oop.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time? Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Puppy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m. The time doesn't matter! It has nothing to do with TikTok! Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Puppy!
But remember what the note said.
What time did it say to me? 6 a.m. The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No!
Jeff is back indeed.
No! There absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka... Well, stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Because Hifumi's the one that lured him out.
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of... I knew it!
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small... Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
I think it's Celeste.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Ah.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Sasuke.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
I know. I just want to... Bankai?
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
Shoot!
Oop. Jumped the gun on that one.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Was it Justice Hammer?
What if the one? How was the culprit able to move around? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Oh my god, really?
Shoot!
was used to kill Hifumi.
Alright.
Was it just maybe Justice Hammer? Well, what if there's one? How was the culprit? How did nobody witness? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make it to check out Murder Gear.
Well, the murder weapon had to be one.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Knife.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But seriously?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
But there might be some reason. Why is it the spotless hammer again?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, and assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule works.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible that two people...
That is how the rule was explained.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
What am I missing? Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break while I think upon this. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Oh.
Even if more than one person is only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
That is how the rule.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
What am I missing?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people.
That is how the rule was.
But that only really applies if there's one. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Alright, let's calm down now.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people.
Damn it, I don't know why I did that. No.
Shoot!
Based on the rules that have, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible that two people.
That is how the rule was.
But that only really applies if there's one. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, and assuming the rule holds, it's simply impossible that two people work together on this.
Shoot!
Shoot.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible. Two people work together.
That is how.
But that only really applies. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people.
That is how the rule.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Fuck.
Shoot!
Ah, I died.
I refuse to give up yet!
Sure, bud.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true, it is impossible that two people work together.
I missed.
That is how the rule.
But that only really applies if there's one. In this case, however, there were two murders.
I don't know if I got it. Fuck. I did not.
Based on the rules that have, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rules hold.
No, that's wrong. Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target
Alright.
and managed to convince
Catch
them
you later,
to go
man.
along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes, very.
I really do hate.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time.
You guys gotta
interacting
keep
with
in
him.
mind too, when we're doing stuff like Jackbox games, you can't be like just saying shit for shock value.
Shit, brain fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that
And if we
was
keep
common only to
acting
the
up
2 of you.
in unfavorable ways, we're gonna have to stop playing Jackbox every week.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the 2 of you were working together.
Like saying the N-word or putting Hitler and cum and everything.
Shoot! I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only
Yeah,
ones
there was
who
a bunch of
ever
other
actually
guys,
saw
especially near
Robo
the end there,
Justice
that were
firsthand
acting up.
was
That's why I had to
Celeste and
shut shit
Hifumi.
down.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
Yeah, but keep in mind, yeah, making fun of slime wasn't cool either.
Blood-curdling scream.
And I didn't really like how people were talking about you either, Cash.
What was wrong? What was it she said?
So we gotta keep an eye out for people that are doing shit like that. The problem was I didn't know what their usernames were, so I couldn't put them in a timeout.
It was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both.
In fact, Celeste
can you? All right. Let's see then. Yeah. Took care of that then.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
I mean, I still don't like it.
Telling him, we're on the third floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
I don't know. You gotta keep an eye out for these things, because like I said, if shit like this keeps happening, I'm gonna have to get rid of Jackbox.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Or at least limit it to the trivia games.
Yeah. I was. Wait. Then that was.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
Probably just chilling at home, maybe doing a stream.
We ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Maybe Christmas Day. I doubt I do anything on Christmas Eve.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
No, I have to work Christmas Eve. I think I have to work late too.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be positive we are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
Damn it. Okay. Pretty
All
good.
I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive we are all going to die. We are going to die. And that is all I...
And that's all it takes to... What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Okay. I know now. Yeah, what are you doing, Slime?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive we are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's what was so...
What? I don't know.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened. They must be positive we are all going to die. We are going to die. And that is all I...
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, nice.
All I said, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive we are all going to die. We are going to die. Just like those guys died.
Oh, no, shit.
And that's all it takes to...
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said
I owe you a Coke.
they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive we are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like... No,
There we go.
wrong.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
Right now... It's
How do you
2
explain the
a.m.
picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some... So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, simple.
Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other
I know.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect
That's
dragging
fair.
Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Why?
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way! You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out!
I actually really have to go to the bathroom. I can see them if they talk, but like it says there's a bunch of other people in the chat. I need to go to the bathroom again. I didn't actually go earlier. I was just talking to one of my mods, or someone I made a mod, but yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Oh, cash left. Alright. Well, still gotta get through this.
Then you just dragged me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is the person inside the suit, but there's no.
No, it's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had...
Can't bend at the waist.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Bum, bum, bum. This is some real Scooby-Doo shit.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Well, here comes the other personality. Okay, I will try to remember that.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste?
I say try because my memory is shit.
Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yes, Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait!
Ooh,
but
she's
my name
pissed.
isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Shoot!
Damn it, that's not what I meant to hit.
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Or does it?
No. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Yes.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
She cray.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Alright, let's see.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
you haven't told it. How many times do I have to tell you? Name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
I see now. I see though.
Hifumi was trying to tell us. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times do I have to tell you? Name Celestia Ludenberg!
Yep.
Damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the... And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is!
Fuck.
Moron!
Fuck that up.
Hifumi was trying... He wanted us to know the killer's... If there's one person here who...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times do I... Name Celestia Ludenberg! God!
How long do you plan to go on pretend?
I'm not pretending. It's the... And since you have no way to contradict me...
We do have one way.
That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
I don't know. I mean, the whole point...
So all we have
The
to
whole
do
point is trying to
check
get
our
away with
handbook,
murder.
And that'll clear up everything.
But yeah, I don't know why
That's
she
how we
would
can find out Celeste's real name.
try to lie.
Invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
I don't know.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me go over the case again. And that'll bring every...
Closing argument. Yeah. Oh. But there's one from different cases in here. I can't see. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Yeah, shoot. Here? No. That one goes there because he went there when I am. Knocked him out. Then... yeah, I don't know that one. They took the picture there. And then looking at his watch. Kinda. You also gotta take out which ones you know it is, too. that one I'm not sure about. That one goes there. That one goes there. Okay, what am I missing then? Oh, right. Justice Hammer 4? No. 3, then 4. Because they were out of order. I'm just gonna start there because I don't actually, I'm not too sure. You can go there. I guess this is potato chips then. Let's see.
You! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
No, okay. Okay, so it's supposed to be him. Where's that one? The ball thing's from the first case.
With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Okay, I was looking at that one wrong.
Someone they met with was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hero. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
I guess not.
The first fake incident was the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack store. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that store. With these 2 incidents, The killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. We took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste.
Celeste! Sorry.
So-
You lose.
Sorry, Jade.
I lost?
She must not be a very good gambler.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
No?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Scarlett Johansson.
Interesting.
Oh, so I don't have to push her on it. All right. Hey, yep, see, hey. I got a B. That's not bad.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Oh, time for
Or,
punishment.
No, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Guilty, guilty, guilty. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she lied on her speciality, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you use, you know? I knew you figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Celeste has it. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how I disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay?
It was
with this?
Taka. He stole it.
So
And I
then,
have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I had taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me,
Please forgive me, he threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
what?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. The mark? I mean, he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. Can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him.
Unforgivable!
I'm going to fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please, if you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself. That bastard.
This is unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear!
I have to save her!
Save her!
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. Huh? I've devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that the item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So, why did you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she asked me is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded, he was on the verge of death, but just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my own power to win.
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little...
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little...
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it
To
wonderful?
live in a European castle. Excuse me. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing...
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
It's the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie, and that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills,
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling the block and to serve the peace, and must have pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way.
which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
Yeah. Ah, she got her castle. The burning of the Versailles Witch. Yep. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, she was going out pretty tame compared to the others, and then the truck showed up. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to know place more values on your lives. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me, what did you do to my body?
Ooh.
What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Excuse me. The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean? Okay, things are kind of getting awkward here. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. Then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone was held to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask? As she poked, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
Well then.
And it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm going to go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are going to go together. Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
So then...
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. Did you spill your drink again? And as the locker swung open, we saw... It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thanks goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. Oh, okay. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word, stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a while longer. So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Oh, new follower. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in. Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared, and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation, when you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Hi! Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's what I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. Oh, and since you are a new follower, here is my Discord link, so if you want to keep up to date on everything. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... Something's happening. What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. Of course. You gotta keep up to date with everything, you know? I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back... She said it was way in the back of the boys'... okay, we already saw that part. Could Kyoko really be right about this? Ah, there's the closet. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden in here? She said it was in the way back of the storage closet. I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in... A shunk. The same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Ba-bum. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. Like in Scooby-Doo! Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom... Okay, we already know this part. There's a secret room. So this is the secret room. But what's in here? Lots of things, apparently. Lots of tissues. There's a bunch of files and what looks like a volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy student registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu all over again. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? The spy! A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. God, we were so close! Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf. Gone. It's all gone! The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen out on the floor. It's all gone. What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow, I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. The sound. It's coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? Can't be nothing. Here, in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Whoa, they're fighting! Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. Yeah, we saw all the way up her skirt. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
Deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What? What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is Sakura? Oh, you motherfucker. There's only 7 left. Well, that'll be it for that'll be it for tonight, ladies and germs. I will be doing more Danganronpa tomorrow night too. 3 more minutes? What do you mean 3 more minutes? We can't just start it and then leave. I promise I'll do more tomorrow. And then I'm off on Tuesday. Okay, yeah, I can do talking if you just want to go it, yeah, get it to 2 hours. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone dropping by tonight. It was really good. Or some things weren't as good. So be on the lookout for people that are just fucking shit up. Because I don't want to have to get rid of Jackbox, but yeah, and then more Danganronpa tomorrow night. I might do a 5-hour stream just for shits and giggles, depending on how far I get in that particular chapter. And then we'll do Spider-Man on Tuesday. I might do a stream on, I think, Thursday, maybe Friday. No, I think I have to work late Friday because that's Christmas Eve. Yes, you can definitely get your doll back. But yeah, and then what else is going on? Yeah, all the new followers, check out the Discord. I have multiple links too. I'm on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. All that kinds of good stuff to check out. I think Spider-Man, I'm gonna do an extra long stream. So because I'm pretty sure I'm almost done with it because last time I beat half the Sinister Six already. Only Rhino, Mr. Negative, and Dr. Octopus himself are left. I think that's about it. Yeah, drugs. Scorpion drugged me. And then, yeah, so 11 o'clock my time again tomorrow. And then, of course, I might do 10 o'clock on Tuesday just because it might take a little bit longer because I don't know how much is actually left on Spider-Man. But, yeah, all right. Yes. All right, but yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Yeah, so earlier. All right, that was 3 minutes. I failed it. I could be an improv comedian. All right, you too.